In this video, you'll see how to deconstruct a research study for this session's assignment. On the left side of the screen is a research study from a peer-reviewed article, and on the right side of the screen is the template that you need to complete. The first section of the template is where you enter an APA citation for your article. After that, you need to provide a very brief summary of the study. If you look at the study, you'll see it begins with an abstract, and the abstract is really a summary of the article. Read through the abstract and summarize that in your template. Next, you need to describe a problem, trend, or issue that's described in the article's literature review. If we look at the headings in this article, none of them say literature review, but this whole introduction and background section is actually a review of the literature related to this study. We know that it's a literature review because we can see all of the other articles that are cited and synthesized in this section. The next piece of information you need to look for is the research questions. Sometimes the research questions are explicitly stated right at the beginning, but in this article they are located in the middle, so you might have to do some fishing around. And you might also find that some articles don't explicitly state the research questions, so you'll need to look for the goal or the purpose of the study instead. You'll also need to describe the methodology that was used in the research study. In this article, it's all laid out nicely for us because there's a methods section. You should read through the methods section to find out how the researchers collected the data. The methods that were used to collect data could have been a survey, interviews, observations, or any other of a number of means. In this particular study, a questionnaire was used to collect the data, but many times data are collected in multiple ways. There may be surveys and interviews, or observations and interviews. You'll also need to read through your study to learn about the participants. In the template, describe the number of people who participated in the study and on what basis they were selected. For example, in this study, the participants were 1,067 college students, and they were selected from students who had taken an online course from 32 colleges in New York. Next, you'll need to describe the research findings or results. In this article, there is a results section that I would need to read through and summarize in the template. After reviewing the findings, look for the author's conclusions and recommendations. In this article, there's a section that's labeled Discussion and Conclusions. Finally, look through the reference list and find 2 articles that you think might relate to your topic, and you can just copy and paste that citation into the template. The reference list is an important way to learn more about your topic. You look at the literature that is already cited in other articles and then go back to those original articles and read them for yourself. Finally, you need to include in the template what you learned from the research study and what questions the study raised for you. This will help you to begin to formulate your own research questions. Then when you move down in the template, you have to do this again for a dissertation. The information in the template is the same, it's just that it's for a dissertation instead of a peer-reviewed article.